For our first topic, we are going to talk about relations. So a relation is a set of ordered pairs that we can represent in a couple of different ways: table, graph, and mapping. So if we look at the domain, that is going to be the set of x values. So if we look at that table, on the left, the domain is going to be 1, 0, and 3. On the other hand, the range will be the set of the y values. So that will be 1, 2, and -2 from the table. When we write the domain and range, we use squiggle brackets, and then we list the x values in least to greatest order. So I have 1, 0, and 3, so I'm going to start with 0, write 1, then write 3, end squiggle bracket. For the range, I'm going to do the same thing in increasing order, so I'm going to start with -2, and then do 1 and 2. So you just list them as you see them in the table. Here's a relation, and we're going to represent it a couple of different ways. So if we look at the set of ordered pairs, I'm going to start by putting it into a table. So the first ordered pair is -2, -1. The next pair is 3, 3. And the other one is 4, 3. So I filled out the table, so that is one way to represent the relation. If we move over to the mapping, we're going to start by listing the x values, so -2, 3, and 4. And then in the y area, list the y values, so -1, 3, and 3. However, we only need to write 3 one time, so I'm going to erase it. Then we're going to draw arrows, so 2 matches with -1, so I'm going to draw an arrow. 3 matches with 3, and 4 also matches with 3, so 3 and 4 both go to 3. Again, we don't repeat values for mappings. Now let's plot those points. I'm going to use the table. So -2, -1, 3, 3, and 4, 3. So if I'm going to find the domain, I'm going to use the squiggle bracket notation again. -2, then 3, then 4. And then find the range. -1 and 3. You do not repeat values in writing domain and range, and then also in the mapping. If we look at graphs, we have independent variables and dependent variables, where the independent variables are the x values and the dependent variables are the y values. So if we look at our first example, time is going to be our independent variable because it's on the x-axis, and height will be our dependent variable. So if we talk about what does this mean, the height of the football after it's being kicked, so as time goes on, the height increases and then decreases. So it's following a parabola. If we look at our second example, we have time, which is our independent variable, our x-axis, and the price, which is our dependent variable since it's the y-axis. So it looks like our price is increasing, decreases suddenly, then increases steadily, then decreases right at the end for a little bit as time goes on. Here are the U-tries. Make sure you complete those before class.